Hello, welcome back to Hangar 51. Doing a little unannounced show tonight, Tuesday night. Waiting for some people to get in the room here. So we'll see what happens here. I know people are coming. So let's just see who shows up tonight. For you newbies here that haven't been to my show before, welcome. Glad you're here. So I see 5 people in the room, but nobody's talking. So you 5 lurkers, welcome. You can lurk if you want. That's perfectly fine. Jackson RC, welcome. It's good to see you here. I got a whole bunch of stuff to talk about tonight. Mark Z, good to see you here, buddy. Got one of our fellow YouTubers who's usually in my show, Colin. Good to see you, man. Went live tonight for the first time. And I think he's coming over here momentarily. So I'm going to kind of wait till everybody gets here, because I know they're all coming, and I'll tell you all about it. Got a lot of stuff to talk about tonight. Mike Kennedy, good to see you, man. So what's on the table here tonight is my Freewing F-22. Beautiful airplane, great flying airplane. The thing is humongous. We'll do a little rafter cam here so you can get a look at this thing. It is big. My God, this thing is big. It's by far... Air Marshal, good to see you. I would say probably my 90mm Yak 130 is slightly bigger. Hey Roy, how you doing? Than this, but in different ways. The wing area on this thing is huge, and it's light. This thing's, in comparison, this is a very light airplane, so it's a floater. It flies slow and easy. You can throttle this thing way back, and it doesn't try to fall out of the sky at all. It just keeps flying. So you can take your crappy 45C batteries like what I fly and still get away with it in this thing. You have to have good batteries to, 50, 60, 70C. To spool these things up and really give them the go, but this is a floater, so you can, I think I was running this thing around at negative 30% throttle. That's 30% below half throttle, and it was just flying beautiful. Don't fly it if it's a gray, cloudy day. It's real easy to lose a gray airplane in gray clouds. I mean, oh my God. Yeah. These gray airplanes are not the way to go. Hey Josh, glad you made it over. Who else is here? I was kind of hoping Blitzo would make it over. So anyway, just to start things off, the reason we're so late is because Blitzo trains an RC, who's usually in my show, went live tonight for the first time. And he did a really good job. For a first time, everything worked. His camera was good, audio was good. He didn't have the capability of panning the camera around, and, he was probably not as prepared to have a lot of things to talk about, but awesome show. He did a great job. For a first show, it was absolutely awesome. So, and I'll give, if Blitzo gets here, which I imagine he will, I'll tell him again that very good job tonight. And for a first time out, he did a terrific, he kept the show open for an hour and a half almost. Had I think 11 viewers, unannounced. Nobody, I'm sure nobody had him on notification because he doesn't go live. This was his first one. So, and yet 11 people found him, including me. So, very cool. Very good job tonight. So, I see Kevin's in the room. Who else we got in here? I think I've got everybody so far. Everybody's got a wrench, so I know you're all return customers. Glad you're here. I don't know. I've got all kinds of things to talk about tonight. I only need 28 more subscribers to hit the 1,000. So that's great. We're getting really close. So that's coming up. We might do something special for that. I know you guys want to know about the F4 flight, so I'm going to tell you all about that. So I bought, for you guys that don't remember or didn't hear, welcome, Dakin. I see you're here. Great to have you here. Glad you're back. So I bought they had a special Horizon. Well, actually, Hobby Zone had it on first. They came out with the special first, and then Horizon did too. But Horizon's was like 3 days later. $100 off on the F4, the plug-and-play version, not the bind-and-fly. So it was normally $419. It was on sale for $319. At $319, I was a player, and I bought it. So I don't have the gyro version, and I didn't put a gyro in it. So I'm flying it without a gyro, just straight flight, and off of grass, completely off grass. And this isn't manicured putting green grass. It's just regular grass. It's got all kinds of dollar weed and other weeds, and now it's mowed nicely. The owner of the place keeps it mowed real nice, but it's still just grass. Nothing fancy, nothing special. And it's got plenty of sandy spots where there's no grass that you end up taxiing through. And so planes, both this and the F4 performed beautifully. No problems at all on the grass, taking off or landing. The landing gear on the F4 held up beautifully. It did a great job. If it was in the air easy. And when I say easy, I mean half throttle and a little bit of back pressure, and I mean, I don't know, maybe less than 100 feet it was in the air. And that's at half throttle. I rarely ever go full throttle. I don't want to push my batteries that hard, and I generally don't need to. Just let the plane build some speed, and it'll take off beautifully, and they did. And I always suck the gear up immediately. The second it breaks ground, I'm on the gear switch, because I want to clean it up as quick as possible. The second I get it in the air, the gear's coming up, and I'm already throttling back, even though I was at half throttle to start with. I'm trying to back it off, clean it up, back it off, get it, because I'm trying to save the batteries. Batteries are expensive, and I'm on a real budget. So I'm not exactly doing it the right way, but it works. If you're careful and you're really monitoring your batteries well, you can get away with it. And I've proven that. If you haven't seen my video, go watch my 7-minute flight with the Aviation on a 3300 30C battery. It's in my channel. And that'll just show you what you can do just by throttle management. So anyway, flight characteristics of the F4 were fantastic. It flies. The first day I made it, I flew 2 flights, no wind, and it was beautiful. Rock solid, just cutting through the wind. Nice, eye level passes, just smooth as can be. Beautiful. Doesn't do anything stupid, unpredictable, until you put the flaps down. Wow, does this thing nose down when you put the flaps down. I mean, violently nose down. I mean, it was, okay, maybe not violently, but it definitely needs elevator mix, up elevator mix. Ryan talked about that he had already anticipated it and put the mix in. I anticipated it, but I did not put the mix in. I wanted to see for myself just exactly what it was going to do. So I was up, 50 feet when I put the flaps down the first time to see what it did. And then I trimmed it accordingly to get it to fly straight and level, with the flaps down. And then I put them back up to see how much of a up angle, and it's pretty severe. You throttle back up and it's just climbing hard. So you definitely want to put the mix in, which I will do. I haven't done it yet. I can trim my plane while I'm flying it easy enough, so I just trimmed it for the couple of times because I was too excited to fly it to sit there reprogramming the radio for the mix. I just didn't bother to do it. And I was flying this one and the F4, and then my other stuff too. I was just telling in Blitzo's show. My Carbon Z Cessna 150 is always in my car. Whenever I put planes in the car, I usually have 6 planes in the car. That one is always in the car. I'll change out all the other 5 to different stuff, but that plane is always in the car because it's just so much fun to fly. Super stable, super easy to fly. It's got a great presence in the air because it's big, and it's just a great airplane. I love that thing. So yeah, literally, it's always in the car. I always have it with me. I think I've only been to the field once where I took it out of the car because I think it was the first time I took the Yak 130 because it's so big. I couldn't get the wingspan on the 130 is much bigger than this. Now the wing area is probably more on this because these big diamond-shaped wings are huge. But the Yak has it's over 48 inches wingspan because it will not fit. The bed of my wagon is 48 inches wide and 8 feet long, and it will not fit down inside the trim panels where it's 48 inches. So I had to build a shelf and put it on the shelf so that the wings, at the top, the trim panels roll out to the glass. And now I've got 4.5 feet, easy. So it sits there fine. So I put it on the shelf, the wings are out, and it clears the panels because they're above the panels, and it works out beautiful. But this, I think, would fit down. I don't think this is 48 inches. I think it would fit down in between the panels. The Avanti fits between the panels. The shelf, actually I put the Avanti in first. I put the shelf over top of the Avanti. Then I can set this on the shelf and this big Cessna 150 on the shelf next to it. And I put the wings under the shelf to the 150 next to the Avanti. I just kind of slide them in next to the Avanti wings. And so that's how I get those 3. And then I have a rack in front of that holds 2 airplanes. And then I usually throw one in the front seat. Just, a smaller one. Usually 1100, 1200 size, plane. I've had a 1500 in the front seat. And I'll throw those in the front. That in the front seat. That's 6 airplanes. And then I usually have three quadcopters at least. And, what else? Oh, and then I brought my monster truck too because I got that for Black Friday. So I always have so much to play with when I go out to the flying field that if I break one thing or have a problem, I got plenty of backup. It's not a wasted trip. I went there with one airplane, broke it, now I have to go home. That's never the case. I always have a carload full of stuff so that I always have something to play with in case, bad things happen, and that happens. So, but yeah, the F4 flew beautiful. Now, that was last weekend. This weekend, day before yesterday, it was windy. Now, it flies good in the wind, but at the speeds I'm flying at, because I have it throttled way back, the wind was tending to blow it around a little bit. Not to the point where I had to make massive corrections, basically didn't even have to correct it. It would just, it would do one of these and keep flying, and it would do one of these and keep flying. And, sometimes if it got bad enough, I would correct it, but sometimes I just let it fly when it tweaked a little bit and just let it keep flying. And, if I was out in the right spot of the field and happened to be in the right bank, I'll just go ahead and finish the bank. And I already put it in a bank, and I'll just fly it around and come back the other way. So, but, yeah, nothing to worry about. This handles the wind fine. This has no problem in the wind. Again, if you just got here, this is the Freewing 90mm f/22 6-cell version, not the 8-cell version. If you're going to buy good batteries and you want to go real fast, then you want the 8-cell version. But if you just want something that you can, fly around, slow fly, just cruise, there's nothing wrong with the 6-cell version. Nothing at all. It'll cruise, and I got 6 minutes out of it. With the throttle way back, I was able to get out of a 4500 45C 6-cell pack. I was able to get 6 minutes. So I'm good with that. If I want to do a couple of verticals, because the 90 fan just sucks the battery, it's down to 5 minutes. Just one loop, a vertical loop that, big loop, big round, and now it's a 5-minute flight because that sucks a ton out of the battery. So just be aware, Again, I have telemetry in all my planes. Okay. Okay, am I back? It says I'm back. Am I back? Ollie oxen free. Let me refresh my screen here. Well, okay, it says I'm live. Excellent connection. Are we back? I think we're back. Looks like I might be back. Am I back? Okay. Am I back? It looks like I might be back. Everybody say hello. Let me know I'm live. Okay. Thank you, Eric. Okay, maybe unrelated. I don't know. I heard a big bang. It sounded like a transformer went off. But the power didn't go out. Didn't even blink. So maybe it was my internet provider lost something temporarily. So anyway, we're back. So I don't know what it was, but it seems like we're okay now. So that's cool. And like I was saying earlier, Blitzo went live tonight for the first time. Blitzo trains NRC, and great show, Blitzo. Good job. First night out, everything worked. Your camera was fine. Your audio was fine. Those are two of the biggest challenges, and you know, perfect. No problems there at all. Um, I know you were kind of unprepared. You thought Josh was going to be the only one in the room, but you did a great job. So don't sweat the small stuff. You know, try to have a little more preparation for the show. You know, but other than that, dude, it was great. You did great. You know, hour and a half, 11. You had 11 people in the room, and nobody even knew to hit the, you know, the notification bell for you. So, you know, great job, really great job. So, don't need a sweater tonight, Roy. I think it's 72 out here tonight. We're good. Um, well, it's 68 anyway. Went down a couple degrees, but yeah, I'm warm. I'm fine. No problem. But if I even start to get a chill, I'm gonna go get something for sure. But right now we're fine. It's not cold out here. It's a very nice night. We've had some better weather lately. It's been warming up into the higher 70s during the day. Wild Bill, good to see you. So yeah, we're doing better. It's all right. The weather's finally come back to Florida weather. All that cold weather we had sucked. I know you guys have it colder. I get it, but again, we have cold weather. I got frostbite. Okay, we have cold weather. So, anyway, so what was the last thing I was talking about when we got cut off? I think I was just mentioning how good the F4 flew. Landing was great. Listen, you put the flaps down and you get it into a... Now, everybody flies different. I'm not a start up high, cut the throttle, and make a dive for the runway kind of guy. That's just, to me, seems like a... I know they teach that when you're full-scale flying, you know, kill the power, glide to the numbers, do your flare, but that's so that you can, you know, in an emergency, you know how to bring the airplane in without power, you know. The throttle is adjustable. It's not an on-off switch. So if you need power, you apply some power. That's all. You know, it's allowed. I mean, I know they teach it like, you know, in real pilots, like you can't touch that thing, but you know. So what I did with the F4, I brought it in on a more lower approach. I got it into a flare, held it off, just kept holding it off, added a little power to keep it flying, but it was in the midst of, you know, almost a high alpha. Not quite there yet, but a nice, beautiful flare. And then when I want to set it, you know, it's getting closer to the runway, and I'm holding it off. And then, you know, if you want to bring it down at that point, all you do is pull the throttle back a couple of clicks, and it's just going to set right down on the runway. I mean, that little bit, when you've got it at that attitude, you know, where it's just smoothing out and skimming the grass, and you just pull the throttle back a little bit. You don't have to pull it back hard, just a little bit. Those wheels are going to touch down, and the second the wheels touch down on grass, the plane starts to slow down. I don't want to say violently, but immediately. I mean, there's not a lot of rollout on grass. So it landed beautiful, just beautiful. I'm really happy with the plane. Yeah, it's good looking, and it flies wonderful. So, yeah, I'm very happy with the F4. Flew great. Like I said, the only real issue was just make sure you have an elevator mix on the flaps, because it pitches the nose down pretty hard when you put the flaps down. And the F-22, on the other hand, there's no pitch change at all when you put the flaps down. It just keeps flying. It's amazing. You put the flaps down and, you know, I think it slows down a little bit, but no pitch change at all. It just keeps flying. So it's amazing. So Bledsoe, did you get all that I said about you? Because we kind of got lost here, and I'm not sure if you heard me or not. I hope you did. If you did, I'm going to say it all again. So I see we have 13 in the room. I think I've said hi to everybody. I see all blue wrenches, so you're all my regulars. I see Paul. I don't think I said hi to you, Paul. Good to see you here. I just went down to 68. It was 72 when I came out here, and Bledsoe was doing his show, and but it dropped 2 degrees. So it's 68. I don't need a jacket. We're good. If I get even a hint of cold, I'll go get something for sure. But yeah, it's 68 out here tonight. No problem. It's a nice night here in Florida. More like Florida weather. We had that really cold spell there for a while. It was going down to freezing every night for 2 weeks. It was cold. And then lately, though, it's been going back up into the mid 70s, mid to high 70s during the day, and we're still just under 70 right now at 11 o'clock at night. So this is more like normal Florida weather for December. But like I told you guys before, it can get cold in Florida, and those 2 weeks around Thanksgiving were proof of that. The leg's doing really well. It's cold. It's itchy. Right now it's very itchy. It still has some pinkness to it. It's not as near as red as it was. And it doesn't hurt at all to walk on it. And the skin is tender. If you bump your shin against something, oh wow, that hurts. So yeah, it's still tender, but no pain to walk on it anymore. It's fine. The swelling's gone down. Like I said, the only thing right now is it itches. And I've been putting lotion on it, like you do when you have a burn. A freezer burn, or frostbite, and a sunburn behave very much the same. The skin turns red, it peels, it itches. It's kind of the same thing. The causes are different, but the results are about the same. At least the way it looks and feels. So, 47 in Vegas. Oh yeah, that's cold. For Vegas, I guess. Yeah, I always thought Vegas was a really hot place, like Florida. Yeah, and then I see, 47 degrees. Okay, maybe the weather's more like us than I thought. You thought I was up north? No, I'm from up north, but I moved here in '83. I'm from East Cleveland, a town called Willoughby, and but I moved here in '83, and I'm in mid-Florida. I'm Tarpon Springs, Holiday, Spring Hill, right on the water on the Gulf, and my current home here in it's technically called Shady Hills. I'm about 40 miles from the Boozers. They're up in Webster. So it's only about a 40-mile drive for me to go from here to there. So me and the Boozers are very close. RC Informer, Rich Baker, he's quite a ways farther east than us, but he's probably the same distance to my flying field as I am. I'm about 40 miles to my flying field, and he's probably 40 miles from the other side to my flying field. So, and the Boozers are like 20 miles. So if we all converged on my field, it would be a short trip for all of us, or pretty short. Whereas, like right now, if I would go over to Orlando to fly with Rich, or if he would come to my house, and we don't fly here, other than some drones. It would take me an hour and a half to get to Rich's field. It's going to take an hour and 15 to get to Wes's new field at Lark's. That's another 20 minutes away from his house. So yeah, if it's 40 minutes to his house and another 20 minutes, that's an hour, hour and 10. Yeah, Bledsoe, Shady Hills. That's the name of the township, which is a very small township that I live in. It's a I don't know. It's tough. I haven't figured it out because I don't think Florida's figured it out. Technically, I'm in Pasco County. Okay, but County Line Road, which is the division between Pasco and Hernando County, is less than a mile away. So I pay my taxes to Pasco County, but everything associated with this house, including the mailing address, are associated with Hernando County. So I don't know how that works. I'm not allowed to have a garbage company that literally is down the road from me here because by the court records, I'm in Hernando County, and so now I have to use a Hernando County trash collection, which sucks. So I'm just burning my trash now because I got tired of dealing with it. But yeah, it's kind of confusing. But yeah, technically, I live on Shady Hills Road in Shady Hills, Florida. And I believe really Shady Hills is just pretty much anything on Shady Hills Road is Shady Hills, and that's it. The road's probably 5 or 6 miles long, I guess. And I think everything on the road and from end to end is basically Shady Hills. Or smaller. It might be a little less. Mitchell Farley, welcome. I see you can't stay. Well, that's okay. I'm glad you stopped in to say hi. That's great. I'm glad you're here. I know life gets in the way sometimes, so I totally understand. Yeah, I have an early day tomorrow too. For 2 weeks, AutoZone's opening a brand new store, and I'm helping set it up. So every day from 7 to 6. Including Saturday, half a day, 8 to noon on Saturday. We're literally building the racks, standing all the displays up, everything. The truck shows up Thursday to start bringing us inventory. So we have to have all the displays up, all the racks up, all the everything ready to go so that when Thursday hits and they start bringing us product to put on the shelves, we're ready. So I have a very early day too, so we're not going to pull an all-nighter tonight, guys. I just, I got to get some sleep. It's hard work. It's very labor-intense building a store. When we got to the store yesterday morning, there was nothing in it. Nothing. It was walls and floor. There wasn't a stitch of anything in the building. Nothing. Not even a trash can. There was nothing in the building. Today, everything, all the racking is up. All the shelving is up. They're just doing basically we're doing the bin boxes now. The cardboard boxes where you put the labels on it. That's what we're working on now. We'll have all that done tomorrow, which needs to be done tomorrow, so that when the truck comes in Thursday with inventory, we have a place on the shelf to put it that's labeled. This product goes here. So that's what we're working on now. So in 2 days, we've completely built the inside of this store. We got a big crew, and they asked people from every AutoZone around to come help, and I was one of them. And so it's a big project. I've done this before. It's going really well. And but yeah, I have an early day tomorrow too. So we're not doing an all-nighter 7-hour show tonight. I just can't do it tonight. Can't do it this week or next week. But after that, we'll be back to all-nighters if you guys want to. So, so who else is here? Fireman, welcome. Glad you're here. It's good to see you in the show. Who else? Pterodactyl. Good to see you, man. No, I didn't. I listen. Okay, so yeah, any videos of the F4 made? No. And I'll tell you why. See, I'm a one-man show. And when I'm trying to get the car loaded with new planes and make sure I've got everything, my batteries and my chargers and the radios, and make sure the radios are charged, and I've got gas for the generator, and and all that. And then when you get out to the field to make sure that everything, because it's a maiden, everything's. I've tried this with the camera, and it usually just ends up miserable. I forget to turn the camera on. I've got my helmet on with the camera on the on the head, and I forget to turn it on or what, because I've got so much on my mind, and I don't have my backup guy, like Dave has his son helping him, and Wes has his wife helping him, and Ryan's got Bobby, and I have nobody. So when it's a one-man show, my maidens are just usually way too involved for me to add another element, like trying to make sure the camera's on. So I've tried it before, and it's always miserable. So I know I don't have any video of the F4, but it flew fantastic. So again, I'll go through it again on the setup. No gyro, because I bought the plug-and-play version. That's the one that was $100 off. So it was, instead of $419, it was $319. At $419, I was not a player, but at $319, I'm in. So I bought the plane, didn't put a gyro in it, flew it without a gyro, off of grass, not manicured grass. It's grass with dollar weed and every other kind of weed, and it's just grass. It's not putting green grass, it's just grass. But it's mowed nicely. He keeps it nice and mowed. Wes, good to see you. Glad you're in the show. So it's good grass, nice grass, but just grass. But the plane was flawless off the grass. No problems at all. Half throttle, maybe 100-foot takeoff roll. It just eased off into the air as smooth as could be. Up, put the gear up. I like to clean it up right away and start throttling back. The main was 2 weeks ago, and it flew beautiful. No wind, it was beautiful. This past weekend, was pretty windy, and flew it anyway. It wasn't real bad, but it was enough that I take that back. It wasn't last weekend. It was Saturday I maidened it in no wind, and Sunday this weekend. So that's more, yeah. So Saturday I flew it 2 flights, no wind, beautiful. Sunday, 2 flights, a little bit of wind. Because of the slow speed I'm flying at, because I'm flying not the right batteries, very low C rating, not top quality batteries. I purposely throttle back. I'm cruising to save my batteries, and the wind was tossing the F4 around a little bit. Not bad, but a little bit. So I was tending to throttle up a little bit here and there just to maintain. Hey, Captain, nice to see you here. Good to see you. I just saw somebody else jump in. Who else did I just see? Eric, good to see you here. So, yeah, very happy with the F4. The only thing I was prepared for, but not quite. I've never seen it do it. Brian, good to see you here. Never saw a plane. When the flaps went down, this thing pitched down nose. Pretty bad. I mean, it was a pretty good nose down attitude when I hit the flaps. So it requires a lot of elevator mix, up elevator mix. I just used my trimmed it out after I put the flaps down and landed it, and it was a beautiful landing. I just flared it. It slowed down nicely. It was slowing down really good, and I just held it off until it just settled right in. Beautiful. I mean, I had 4 perfect landings, just absolutely smooth, perfect landings. So it flies great, guys. It looks great, flies great. 6-minute flights on a 4500 45C. Just beautiful. Usually, I think on each flight I did 1 high-speed pass, and usually I do a big loop, and then I back it back off again. But yeah, no problem at all. It flew great. Yeah, Blitzo, it was, you did a great show tonight. I'll say it again, man. For your first night out, great job. I mean, great job. Your audio was good. The camera was good. For your first show, great job. Absolutely great job. Everybody tells me I make it look easy. You did great. It was just a great show. So, hats off to you, buddy. Good job. I guess we're going to see you on Tuesday nights now. Is this going to be a commitment? You're going to do this every Tuesday? Should we all mark our calendars and hit the bells? Let us know. Rob Henderson, good to see you. See, I see everybody's bouncing into the room. This is great. So Wes is leaving me already. All right, Wes. Hey, I'm glad you stopped in. It's good to see you. I'm 28 away, buddy. That's it, 28. 28 subscribers. That's all I need. So anyway, great show, Blitzo. Nice job, everybody. So I guess Blitzo's going to try to do it every Tuesday night. 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock. What time? Come on, you're in my show here, dude. Plug it. Plug your show. That's what I'm here for, man. Plug it. Let everybody know what you're going to do. So anyway, that's the F4. It flew great. I got my F-22 on the table. This is the Freewing 90mm. This thing is amazing. I mean, it just floats. Both these planes are very light. The F4 and this are both very, very light. So the wing loading on them is wonderful. The wing area on this thing is so damn big. This thing is a kite. It just floats. So, bringing this in for a landing is simple. Man, you just, flare it and just hold on to it, and it'll just keep slowing down, and it'll just land itself, literally. You just get that elevator, flared, and just hold it there. You don't have to do anything. Just hold it there and wait for the plane to slow down, and it'll just land itself. And if you're running out of runway, just click a couple clicks of throttle off. Now, that's not dead stick, guys. I always have the throttle on a little bit because I want to get it into the flare and hold it there. And then I just start bringing the throttle back really slowly until it touches down, until it lands. It's much easier to land a plane that way with a little bit of throttle on than to try to dead stick it in. Trust me, fly it to the ground. Keep the throttle on a little bit. Once you get the flare and it's settling in real nice, don't kill the throttle. Just click it off a couple of clicks. That's all it's going to take. That little bit of throttle difference is going to make it just settle right in. You'll have perfect landings every time. So, but yeah, the F-22 flew fantastic. Now, the one thing they both have in common is they're gray. And they're damn hard to see in the sky. If it's not perfectly blue skies, you've got clouds, white clouds, gray clouds. These things get hard to see, and if you get them any distance away, they get really hard to see. So my advice to you is keep them close. Keep them in tight. Don't go way out. When I fly my Aviation, I fly it right out between the trees out over the far pasture. I'm still on our property, but he's got 633 acres. And I'm on the back 40 now, and I go up. I go down through the trees and out into the big pasture, and I go vertical. and then like you could see in my video, and then I'll either roll it and come back down, or I'll just go over the top and turn it over and come back down. But you can't do that with this thing. You'll lose it. I mean, the gray plane just disappears. So I got to find a way to put some color on these things without making them look bad, so I can see the damn things. Because I like to fly them a little farther away if I can. But right now, I'm keeping them right in the immediate field. I'm just doing, figure eights, tight in, tight turning, just to keep them in sight, because it's easy to lose it. I crashed this one already. I had to replace the fuselage. Everything else is exactly original, and there's no damage on anything else. I just wrinkled up the nose. Even the nose cone is original. The canopy's original. Everything's original except the fuselage. I had to change the fuselage because I broke the nose cone area where the landing gear mounted, and I just didn't think I could have fixed it, but I didn't want to fix it. It just wasn't going to be worth it. So I replaced the fuselage, and I was flying on a gray day, and I went out to the end of the property line there where the trees are. Went up over the trees, and lost orientation because the gray disappeared in the gray clouds. I could see the plane. I could not see what the plane was doing. I had no idea what the attitude of the airplane was. I could see the dot that, okay, there it is, but I don't know what it's doing. So I lost orientation. I got it reoriented just before it hit the ground and made a perfectly flat landing. But it must have been a slightly nose down, and I think the nose dug in, and that's what smushed the nose. It was just the nose. Everything else from here back was perfect, and everything else is perfect, but the nose got smushed pretty hard. So anyway, that's my only advice. I probably on the F4 has red wingtips. I think I'm going to make them bigger and brighter red. I think I can do that without really screwing up the look of the plane, the cosmetics of the plane, without making them look too bad. So I think that's what I'm going to do on that. I don't know what I'm going to do to this yet. I might just put lights on this so that I can see it. This has lights on it like the P40 does, where they're not on the wingtip, they're on the top and the bottom of the wing, inboard slightly. So if I put LEDs here on the top of the wing and on the bottom, so when I bank, those lights are shining at me instead of forward or whatever, maybe that'll help. I don't know. Got to do something. The gray airplane's just too hard to keep track of. So that's my only, I wouldn't say complaint, but that's the one thing to watch out for. And then you can lose them in the air pretty easy. If there's any clouds in the sky, gray clouds, man, it'll be easy to lose it. So let's see, what else? What am I missing in the chat here? Kenny, Yep, I thought about that too. I thought about putting some stripes on it, Roy. Yep. Some reflective tape, something. Yep, I might just do that too. Like I said, I'm going to try to do something without ruining the looks of the plane. I actually might take some of that reflective tape and put some patchwork on the tops of the wing and the bottom to look like the patchwork that's already on the plane. I guess that has something to do with the stealthiness of it. So if I get creative and, there's already some, octagon, hexagon shapes on the plane. So if I cut a piece of reflective tape and put it in those, octagons and hexagons and stuff, it might look like it belongs there. And it might give me the visual feedback I need to see what the hell the plane's doing. So we'll see. I'm going to play around with it. But that's the only thing I can really say bad about either of these planes is the gray is hard to keep track of. So, but yeah, both planes are fantastic. I'm very happy with both of them. They both fly great. This is the 6L version, the one I got. This is the one Motion's had on sale for quite a while. It's still on sale. Listen, if you're a cruiser and you don't want to go, balls to the wall and burn holes in the sky, buy the 6L version and, just cruise it. It'll still cruise. Man, even at lower than half throttle, it's still doing 60, 70 miles an hour. It's that aerodynamic. It just slices through the wind. So you can cruise it and get a 6, 7 minute flight. Well, I would go 7, but 5 to 6 on a 4500 45C battery, which are dirt cheap. So I am going to buy some good batteries for when I go to Jet Jam this year or next year. But for now, I'm still just cruising with these. But I'm very happy with both airplanes, guys. Super great, very nice. I thought the tiny little nose wheels on the F4 were going to be a problem, and I'll say there are a bit of a problem. I don't taxi the plane from the pit area to the runway and back. I just don't need to abuse the landing gear that much. So I carry it out to the runway, I set it down, take off. When I land, I taxi it back to myself from where it is, and then I carry it back to my car because all my other planes, like the Avanti and my Cessna and all that stuff, I taxi them back. It's no problem. But this thing is just too hard on the nose gear. That little wheel just hits every little tuft of grass, and it's just doing this the whole time. And I just don't want to abuse the landing gear that much. So I'm just going to pick it up and carry it. Oh yeah, no, this is plenty fast. Marshall's right. This is still plenty fast. But if you open this thing up on a 6L, it's going to go through a battery quick, like 2.5, 3 minutes quick. My maiden flight on this thing was 3 minutes. I mean, and I wasn't even full throttle, but I was pushing it a little bit, more than I normally would. And at 3 minutes, at 2.5 minutes, I was getting low battery warnings on a 4500 45C because I was, like I said, I wasn't going full throttle, but I was on it. I was flying it. And so it's still fast, but it's going to go through batteries fast. Now if you've got good batteries, like a 5,000 or 6,000 pack or 70C, go for it, man. It'll cook. And you're not going to destroy your battery. See, it's not so much the flight time is the big issue with me. It's these cheap batteries I'm buying. If I cook a flight like that battery will just it'll be gone. It'll destroy the battery. I just don't have money for batteries that can handle that kind of abuse. So, but I am going to get some for Jet Jam. But for right now, I'm a cruiser because that's all I can afford. But it's fast. If you want it to be fast, it's fast. You don't have to have the 8-cell version. I think the 8-cell version, personally, because my yak is that way, because it's 8-cell, is with all that extra voltage, you can throttle it back even more, and it's easier on the battery packs. So that big yak 130 is heavy, and I can still milk a 5-minute flight out of it by just throttling it way back, and it seems to like it because it's 8S, even though the percentage is a lot lower. I'm probably pushing the same fan RPM, but the percentage to the speed control is lower, so it's drawing less from the battery, and so it's easier on the batteries, and I can still pull off a 5-minute flight. So, but there's nothing wrong with this plane, guys, and it's still on sale. So if you've been thinking about an F-22, the free-wing one, I highly recommend it, and get it while they're still on sale. What are they, $469 right now, I think, on sale? Good airplane. Very good airplane. It's got the wheels on it are the Avanti wheels. This thing handles the grass beautifully. It does not have the trailing arm suspension on it, but I see no reason why you couldn't put it on. And I think I'm going to. I think I'm going to put the Avanti nose wheel for sure, and then the mains, the trailing arm mains, I think I'm going to put them on this plane, like the Avanti, because it already has the Avanti wheels on it. It handles the bumps okay, but not like the Avanti. The trailing arm idea was the cat's meow. That really makes that plane roll around on the grass effortlessly. It's just floating along. That's why my yak floats so good. Same thing, a trailing arm suspension. Oh my God, that yak is just such a floater on the grass. It's, the wheels are doing all of this, and the plane's just, it's amazing. It's beautiful. All right, so what else am I missing? Yeah, the Vonnie has monster truck suspension. Pretty much. Yeah, it really does. I mean, amazing. That's why I bought the Avanti. I took one look at that landing gear and saw the guy do a slow flyby, and I said, that's it for me, man. I'm buying that thing. That's a jet I can definitely live with. So, yeah, that was a big selling point for me. What else we got here? Yeah, Marshall's right. Um, the same battery pack I fly these jets with, I fly my 1700 P-51 Mustang. I fly my the giant Carbon Z T-28. I fly my A-10s, both of them, the FMS A-10 and the LX models A-10. All these planes fly off the same battery packs. The jets are abusing the packs. The propeller planes are not. No problem at all. And then when they get tired flying jets, you can still fly the propeller planes with them. I was teasing one of the guys at the field about that very thing. He's been talking for years about getting the Carbon Z Cessna 150, and now he's got some battery packs that he can't fly in the jet anymore because they're just too tired. And I laughed. I said, well, if you had one of these, you could fly him in this, because this will definitely fly. And he kind of, the light bulb went off. Yeah, I guess I could do that. So I don't know if he's going to buy one or not, but he might. I think I've gotten him closer to pulling the trigger than he ever has been. So, but yeah, I don't have any dedicated batteries. Everything I have flies everything I have. And I have to do it that way. Economic-wise, I have to do it that way. Can't afford to have dedicated batteries for certain airplanes, and I can't buy the good batteries that I need for the jets. So I make do, and no complaints. I'm very happy with the way my planes fly. I don't need wide open throttle and burn holes in the sky. I'm perfectly happy just cruising. And I'll do one show off loop or something just to show people that it can, but I don't have to do an entire flight like that. So yeah, very happy with both planes. Very, very happy. They did a great job. What else did I want to talk to you guys tonight about? I don't know. Let's poll the audience. What do you guys want to talk about? You got anything? Any questions? Any new acquisitions? My P40 should be here tomorrow, so I don't know, may go live tomorrow night, just quickly, before Josh's show. I get home from work it could be anywhere from 6 to 6:30 when I get home. So if I did a quickie, because Josh goes on at 8 to 9:30, and then GB's 9:30 to whenever, till they start puking. Whatever. Anyway, so yeah, I could do a 7 to 8 show maybe, and unbox the P40 tomorrow night. So we might shoot for that. We'll try. We'll see what we can do. But it should be here tomorrow. I think the fix, Paul, for the F-18, the E-flite. There's already some springs in the gear there to keep them extended. I think you just need to put stronger springs in it. Slightly stronger springs. And then you're probably going to have to put a spacer on the nose gear to drop it down, because you're going to be building the back up. The angle of attack will be wrong. You're going to have to get the nose up. Maybe just put a bigger wheel on it. But I think that's kind of a must. It would be for me. If I was interested in buying that plane, I would definitely change that landing gear. I don't mean change it out to something else. I mean adjust it, with stronger springs or something, so that it's not dead on the, just laying on the gear. It's actually floating on the suspension. So, Fireman, I bought, there's a company that makes planes that are pretty nice planes. Now, not everything about their stuff's good. There's issues, but some of their planes are pretty good. It's a company called LX, just the letters LX. Actually, there's a name. It's called LX Models. They make a lot of scale stuff, a lot of military scale stuff. But they have a lot of issues with their stuff as well. And price-wise, they're not priced too bad, but if, like the A10, the gear that came in the A10 is garbage. I've got the nose gear right here. This all plastic. Now this is a 1500 size, 1500 millimeter wingspan, A10, and they put this is the nose wheel. It's all plastic, tiny little wheel. Okay. Oops. Hang on a minute. Let me get that out of the way. Move the keyboard for a second. I'll put it here. Okay. So, this tiny little wheel, all plastic. They didn't screw it into anything. They just surface glued it to the painted foam. Surface glue the landing gear to the painted foam. So it came right out of the airplane. Takeoff roll, right? Rolling down the runway, hit a tuft of grass as I'm rotating. It takes the gear and just yanks it right out of the plane. So now the gear's doing this while I'm flying. So it's nose heavy, it's tail heavy. It's nose heavy, it's tail heavy. The whole flight was this. Well, this kept swinging in the breeze. So, and that plane costs about as much as the FMS A10. Then I had to spend $188 for the FMS A10 landing gear and then modify the plane to accept it. Now, after I did that, the plane's fantastic. But if you're going to pay $400 for the airplane, another $180 for landing gear, and then buy a bunch of wood and do hours and hours of work making the gear fit in the plane, it's not worth it. So, but that's just some of their planes. Mostly their jets. Uh-oh, I just unplugged Rafter Cam. I have to fix that. Now the P-40, on the other hand, the P-40, the B-25 Mitchell, the giant B-25, a lot of their Corsair with the folding wings. These planes are fantastic. They don't need anything. They're good the way they come. The gear on them is good. So, they have their moments of brilliance, and then they have their moments of sheer disaster. They're sold through a company called Banana Hobbies. A lot of guys have had issues with Banana Hobbies. I have too, but in general, first of all, they're very polite. They're very nice when you talk to them. I don't think they've got any geniuses running the place. So they're very forgetful. I think they're trying, but at the same time, I think they're failing. And but I buy everything with PayPal, and when they drop the ball, PayPal gives me my money back. And then they contact me and very politely say, hey, I'm sorry you had a problem with your airplane. what can we do to fix it? And I tell them, and then they say, okay, we'll be glad to take care of that for you. But there seems to be a problem with your bank. Could you resend us the money because your bank took it back? And I'll say, I'll be happy to send you the money once you send me the parts I need, because I've been this with you guys before, and you never send me my stuff. So you send me my stuff that I need to make this plane right, and I'll be happy to send you the money. And then they usually don't send me the stuff, and I get the plane for free, and then I have to put money in it. But at least I don't have the $400 investment in the plane that I have to fix. I only have the $200 investment in the gear and whatever else to make it into the plane it should have been. So, which unlike Hobby King, it's just a total fight. So yeah, I've had issues with Banana, but I still buy from Banana. I like Banana. I won't buy from Hobby King. Alright, so let me turn Raptor Cam back on. It was streaming perfect tonight, too. I hope it still is. We'll find out right now. We're going to do a little test Raptor Cam here. Don't fall over. Okay. Alright, let's see what we got. Let's see if Raptor Cam is working. Now I gotta reactivate. Raptor Cam, and activate. And we have a live Raptor Cam. Let's see if she stays live. So far, so good. We'll do a little Raptor Cam shot for you guys. I know you guys like that, so there you are. And there's this big, beautiful beast on the table, and this thing is big. Here's an example. Here's my armpit to the wing. Okay? I mean, I'm just past halfway. So, that's how big this thing is. This thing's a big airplane. I mean, it's big. I mean, my yak's still bigger, but this is way bigger than the Avanti. And way, way bigger than the F4. The F4 is tiny compared to this. So, yeah, huge difference. Huge. Yeah, Pete's a good pilot. I think he needs a little help in the fashion department. That stupid knit hat he wears, I don't think it's doing him any favors, but he seems like a nice guy. He's a very good pilot, and he's kind of the representative of Banana Hobbies. And like I said, Rich Baker has gotten plenty of planes from Banana, and he's pretty much said the same thing, that they're nice to talk to. They've done a lot of the things he's recommended when he's testing their stuff out. They just need to get their act together. They need somebody in customer service that understands how to take care of customers. What's that? Don't worry, Kenny. I'll buy from Hobby King. Okay, Roy, you buy from Hobby King. You keep Hobby King in business for us. Hey, they're good for a laugh anyway, if nothing else. Is Dave here? Dave's RC? Yes, Dave's here. Hey, Dave, good to see you, man. Yeah, you guys can do all the Hobby King buying. And for you guys that hate Banana, I'll do the Banana Hobby buying for you, and you guys do the Hobby King buying for me. That'll work. We'll keep them both in business as a team. Yeah, fireman. Yeah, he's laughing at Pete's wardrobe. Yeah, he's a character. I don't know who dresses him, but yeah, not doing him any favors for sure. Oh man. Anyway, so listen. Let's do this. Since you asked, let me bring up the plane I'm getting. I think I can pull it up without dumping rafter cam or anything else for that matter. So let's get it on screen here. That way you get to see what I'm got coming tomorrow. It's a big bird. The wingspan is 79 inches. It's a P-40 Warhawk, Kitty Hawk. It's got a dozen nicknames, but it's basically the Flying Tigers. That's the plane this is. It's got the tiger shark mouth on the nose, and just a beautiful airplane. It comes in 2 color schemes, all green, military green, the olive drab green kind of, or in the camouflage. And I bought the camouflage one. And it's still on sale. Their Cyber Week, I guess, is still going on because everything that they had on sale is still on sale. So that's pretty cool. So let's go back here. That might still be in the browser. Let me look. No, I switched over to... Let's try this one. I don't know if this will work or not. Yeah, that worked. Cool. Alright, so let me get that in the picture here. That looks... stay there. There you go. So that's the plane I got coming. Like I said, 79 inches wingspan. It's a beast. It's big. Been wanting this plane for like 6 years. That one and the B-25 that they sell. But they've both been over $500 and just way out of my price range. Hold on. You guys are way talking too fast. I can't keep up with that scroll. Hang on. Let me get back here and see what I'm missing. Fred Barron, welcome to the show. Good to see you. Let's look here. Okay, so firemen, yes. If you buy something, if you buy a plane from Hobby King that's not one of their planes, they're just selling it. Yeah, I have very little problem with those planes. I bought a big balsa de Havilland Beaver that was made by another company, and at the moment I can't tell you the name of it. I can't remember. They're out of business now, but it was a beautiful balsa airplane that I bought from Hobby King many years ago. 1800 millimeter wingspan. It was a really beautiful plane, and yeah, I didn't have any issues with that one. It was but I had to put my own stuff in it, so it didn't come with the crappy servos that always fail that they put in their stuff, and it didn't come with a bad motor that fell apart because I put my own motor in it, put my own my own servos in it. I finished out the plane and it's beautiful. So yeah, no problem there. But if you buy a bind and fly or a plug and play plane from them, a foam plane, it's got their servos in it and stuff. Usually everything that you buy from them, the servos go bad. Ryan had 2 servos fail on that MiG he bought, and I think Dave, didn't you have a couple of servos die in your MiG also? I think you had some issues with the MiG. And these are the kind of things that are just constant with Hobby King, and when you try to get them to fix any of it, it's a fight, and it's getting better. But I don't have any fight left in me to fight with them. I just don't send my money anymore. It's easier. I'm just tired of fighting with them. Um, I don't think they have anybody working there that is in the hobby. I think they just have people that are trained to do a job and have no idea what they're talking about as far as RC airplanes or cars or whatever. They just know that A and B equals C, and the book tells them, the script tells them to say this and do this, and that's what they do, and it's just ridiculous. So let's see. I think like everyone is looking for buy 5 planes for $500. Not one. Yeah. What are we talking about? Like the airliner, where you throw all your eggs in one basket, pay $500 for one plane, and if it crashes, you're out $500. Whereas if you had bought 4 planes, you're out 1 plane. Yes. Okay, Roy. So that's the one exception. I also have the Hyperbipe. I've bought a lot of shit from Hobby King over the years, so this isn't a once in So they sent me a Hyperbipe to replace the plane that I bought from that was garbage. They had a 3D plane. It was their brand, Avios. I can't remember the name of the damn thing. And I think they only sell it now as a kit. You can only buy the foam that doesn't come with servos or a motor or anything. And total piece of crap. And we fought for months trying to get me a motor for it, and they just couldn't do it. So they finally told me to pick something else, and they would send it to me free of charge to replace this plane that never flew. And so I said, okay, send me a Hyperbipe, and they did. And I love that plane. It's a good flying airplane. It has a couple of small issues. Listen, small issues I can deal with. So, but overall, yeah, I'm very happy with the Hyperbipe. That's the one product that everybody seems to agree on. That Hobby King had a winner with that. But, pretty much everything else is crap. Okay, so, Dave, is that on the way? Your Spitfire? Oh, no, it's not Spitfire. It's the Falkwolf 190. Is that you bought it? It's on the way, or did you get it already? Hobby King. Uh-oh. Hang on a minute. Jumped ahead and I missed something. What did I miss? Um, Guns issue 30 is... Yeah, listen, I love that SU-30. I love the paint scheme on it. I love that's a beautiful airplane. I'm sure we're talking about the Horizon Hobby one, not one from Hobby King, right? Um, yeah, uh, the price tag's the only thing that's stopping me from buying that airplane. Jesus, five. Even the binding for the plug and play version is over $500, $539 or something. Yeah, it's just too much. Yeah, I can't do that. I can't justify it. As much as I love the look of that plane, it looks like it flies great. It's big. Yeah, super cool, but it's out of my price range. Just not going to spend that much money on a plane. I've only ever spent more than $500 once, and I really don't want to do it again. Yes, Roy, my hyperbike is a Hobby King plane. Like I said, listen, I bought for like 6 years. I bought from Hobby King, maybe 5. Um, and every time I got more and more disappointed, and I finally just said, "That's it. I'm just not sending them any more money." But yes, I have a lot of hobby. I've got the Riff Raff. I've got the Hyperbike. I've got um, the Flybeam. Trying to go through my racks of planes. I got a lot of planes from Hobby King. I have a lot of stuff from Hobby King. That Balsa de Havilland Beaver I got from Hobby King. Um, what else? Well, that 3D plane that came apart that they replaced with the Hyperpipe. Um, I had 2 of the Riff Raps. I got rid of one of them. Um, I know I've got a couple more Hobby King planes. I just can't think what they are at the moment. Um, yeah, Dave, I'll throw it up there. Yeah, just give me a minute. I'll put the Hobby King F1, the FW 190 up there. Um, let me go back to this for a second, and then I'll go find that for you. Does Hobby King currently sell more than one FW 190? You know, like a 1200 version and a 1600 version, or are they just selling the 1600 version? Yeah, and the other thing I don't like about Hobby King is, as far as that goes, is they have, you know, they don't support anything. And the only plane I've ever seen them support for any length of time at all has been the Spitfire. Pretty much anything else they sell it when they sell out of it. The parts are gone, the plane's gone, and that's the end of it. If you still have the plane and you need a part for it, you're screwed. They do not. Um, they don't support their product for more than 6 months usually. So yeah, it's just a fight with them. Everybody's experiences are different. I know everybody. You know, maybe you've had great luck with Hobby King. I'm just telling you, my experience with Hobby King has been so bad that I will not spend my money there. Okay, so I got all kinds of stuff. Did a search for the 190, didn't come up. Let's try it again. See if it comes up this time. Hobby King, that's 1200 meter, and this is okay, so it's a 1600. Okay, yeah, they do sell 2. They sell a 1200 and a 1600. I know Dave wants the 1600 one, so that's what I'm picking here. See if we can get a picture up on the screen of it. And the wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round. The wheels on the bus go... Yeah, come on, let's go. Holy crap. Oh my god. I love it when a website takes a week to 10 days to load. That's just so much fun. Let me get back to the chat while that's loading. Oh yeah, Hobby King's shipping prices have always been horrible. Christ. Yeah, it's been terrible. Yeah, that's just another complaint I have with Hobby King. Okay, so... Yeah, Paul, again, like I just said, yeah. They don't support the shit. So if you buy something from Hobby King and you need parts for it, if it's not the Spitfire, you can pretty much forget it. They don't have the parts for it. They're not going to support it. Yeah, I could go on and on about Hobby King. I know some of you guys like them, and that's fine. Listen, everybody has their likes and dislikes. I'm just telling you, I would send my money to Banana Hobbies way before I'd send it to Hobby King, for sure. Dave, this looks like a built-up plane. Is it foam? It says plug and fly, so I guess it is foam. Hang on, man. I'm trying to get this page to... I got a picture up now, but the page is still not loading, so I can't scroll it. There we go. There's a little scroll action going. I'm trying to see what it says. Yeah, that's pretty. That looks just like the Dynam one I got. I bought a Dynam 140, and it looked exactly like this. The only exception is this, and I don't know why they do this. I've seen this on so many of these Focke-Wulf 190s. They've got the bird, the back of the bird, the tail of the bird is that black area on the side of the fuselage. The head of the bird is supposed to be on the cowl. On the Dynam plane, it comes with a decal to put the head of the bird on the cowl, but this one don't have it. And I see that so often with other people's 190s, and I'm like, why can't you guys put that damn bird on the, what is so difficult about putting that damn bird on the cowl? But it seems to be a problem, because I see it so often. Is this a better picture? Let's look at this one. Yeah, I think that angle's a little better. Okay, so let's grab this. And let's put it in here and see if we can't get... Oh, come on, really? Well, alright, Dave, I got it, but it's not the... It's not the best maybe that'll help. Let's try that now. Let's see if it's blocking part of the picture. No, it's still there. All right, let's try it one more time. Let's try this. Hmm. Okay, so try it one more time. Sorry, guys, I can't see the chat at the moment. But I'll be back in a second. If I can get this to load this time without this stupid cookies warning that's blocking half the airplane. Okay, now stay there. No, it came back. All right, well, that's the best I could do, Dave. Sorry, it's putting this privacy policy cookies thing up, and it's putting it up in this browser window, and I don't have access to the browser window to. I don't think I do. Is there something I can do here in the? No. Yeah, no, I can't do anything with it. So, anyway, that's it. It's part of the wings blocked off, but you get the gist of it. Beautiful airplane. Yeah, okay, so, the last thing I bought from Hobby King was a DC-3 because I couldn't get anywhere else. So, yeah. When all other options are gone and I have to go to Hobby King, then I have to decide just how bad do I want this plane. And I wanted that DC-3 pretty bad. So there's the plane Dave's looking at. Sorry the picture's not better, but it's not letting me block that stupid cookie warning. So sorry about that. But yeah, beautiful plane, Dave. Like I said, it looks a lot like the one I had from Dynam. Yellow tail and everything. So yeah, it's a beautiful airplane. Let's see. If you haven't flown a jet before, Pterodactyl, I would absolutely do the Avanti first. For one, you'll never get tired of flying it. It's a beautiful airplane. It flies wonderful. And it'll never get boring. You'll never get tired of it. It's never going to become yesterday's news. It's just a great airplane. So by all means, get the Avanti. You will love it. The F4 is not hard to fly. Not as easy as the Avanti for sure, but close. The mixing on the elevator is really the only issue, if you want to call it an issue. And as long as you know how to set up, a mix so that you get some up elevator, and then just fine tune and adjust it till you get the right percentage of elevator, you'll be fine. It doesn't have to come in hot. Ryan was landing his way too hot. Not a good representation of the landing or what it's capable of. It's capable of landing so much slower than that. Like I said, you get that nose up almost into a high alpha kind of situation with a little bit of power on. And then, like I said, just hold it off. Just hold it off and let it just bleed speed. And as it's bleeding speed, it'll just sit right down. And if it's not sitting down quick enough, don't let go of the elevator. Just throttle back a couple clicks. Hold on to the elevator just where it is. Don't start porpoising it. Get that flare and then adjust it with the throttle. Just start throttling back, or if it's sinking too much, throttle up a little bit. Get the sink rate under control. Hold it off. Just let it ride it on in, and then once you've got a nice smooth approach coming in, just click a couple clicks of throttle, like 2 clicks is all you need, and just let it settle in. It'll just come right on in perfect. Lands on the mains. Nose high, lands right on the mains. It's beautiful. Very nice airplane. I'm very happy with the F4. Very happy. It looks beautiful, and I'm very happy with the way it flies. I was a little worried, not so much of the flying, but I was worried about how I was going to handle the grass. And it did great. So I'm super happy. Super happy. Because I bought it $100 off, I'm super happy. At $419, I wouldn't have bought it. It wasn't even on my radar. I didn't want to buy it because I've made up my mind that I'm just not going to buy airplanes that can't fly off of grass. And I really believed that plane was not going to fly off grass. Even though I saw Ryan fly it off the grass, I was still leery that, I just wasn't convinced. And so it wasn't really, I've just finally come to the conclusion that if I'm on the fence, it's not going to fly on grass, I don't want it. I'm done. As much as I want it, I don't want it. But as soon as they knocked $100 off the price, then I was back in the game, and okay, I'll buy it, and we'll see how it does. And it did great. So yeah, I'm real happy with it. Real happy with it. But yeah, by all means, get the Avanti first. Put a couple flights on that, and you'll probably have enough confidence at that point to order the F4 if you want it. I'm going to be honest with you. Not that I would tell you to buy the Freewing version of it, because I don't know if the F4 from Freewing, I know it's bigger. But originally it came in that camouflage scheme, the Freewing version. And I didn't like the camo version. But boy, I'll tell you, that is so much easier to see in the sky than the gray. Holy crap. I had no idea. Now that I know, I probably, just because of visibility, would have bought the camo F4. Because you can't see these gray airplanes in a gray sky. It's horrible. Yeah, I got it up, right? You guys can see it. Dave's Falkwolf's up, right? Yeah, some video. First channel. Except that it's a German plane. Yeah, it's a German plane. Marshall. Volker them. Oh, that was a good one. It can fly like an angel. It's just, yeah, so we've got a 50-foot by 800-foot grass runway. Actually, we have 3 50-foot by 800-foot grass runways, all intersecting like this, like this and that. So no matter which way the wind's blowing, you can head into the wind. That's technically 3 runways that are 6 runways, because even real airports, if it's straight up and down, you're either landing on 3-6 going north, or you're landing on 1-8 going south. That's 2 runways. It's one physical strip, but it's 2 runways. A north runway, a south runway. So technically, because we have 3 strips intersecting, we have 6 runways. So there's no way you can't land into the wind on our field. The wind's always to one of those runways. So you have no problem landing into the wind. Now, we do have one runway we consider the main runway, and most people try to fly off of that. So you might have a crosswind landing on that. But if you've got a plane that doesn't crosswind land very well, then just use one of the other runways. That's why they're there. Marshall, are you going live on Mondays, Marshall? I didn't know that. If you are, yeah, plug it. If you are, tell everybody. Let's, when, you're going to commit every Monday, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. Sell it, baby. Tell us what's going on. Well, there you go. Bring Mrs. Air Marshal out, and that's your camera person. Michael, what's up? Did you call us burglars? Oh my God, Michael. Yeah, you missed it. So, earlier tonight, Bledsoe Trains and RC did his first live video. He was on for an hour and a half. Great job. His camera worked flawlessly. His audio was flawless. He was a little nervous his first time on a live stream. Got 11 people in the room. It was great. Great first show. Super great show. So, he was on when I was going to go on, so I jumped into his show and chatted with him a little bit while we were in the show together, and then he decided he needed to go feed the dog and whatever, and told me to take over and run my show. So I went live, and he got off the air, and then he came in here after he fed the dog, and but I think he might be gone now. I haven't seen him scroll through. Maybe he's here, but he fell asleep. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, so I guess he's going to do Tuesday nights now. I think he's planning on doing Tuesday nights. So we pretty much have the week booked. We've got, if Marshall's doing Monday nights, which I'm still looking for a response, just kind of happened last night. Okay. No kidding, you had a 3.5-hour show last night, Marshall? Damn, I wish I'd have known that. Good job. Great, that's great. So yeah. So I think we've got it covered every night of the week now. So Marshall's on Monday. Um, Bledsoe Trains is going to do Tuesday. Weaver's doing Wednesday, and then GB also. So you got a twin show on Wednesdays. I'm doing Thursdays. Dave's doing Fridays. Saturday is Pilot Ryan, and then Sunday's Wes. So we've got every night of the week now, guys. You guys have got a show to go look at. So, man, I hope that works out. I hope you're all enjoying that. Oh, you want to do Rafter Cam? Okay, I can do Rafter Cam. Fireman, hang on a second. And 3, 2, 1. Rafter Cam. And I think it's still working, right? It's not paused. It's live, right? Oops. Hang on. Get back to... Yeah, we're good. For you! Yep. So, yeah, Rafter Cam's working. And for you guys that, like I was showing before, this is the Freewing 90mm F-22, and this is this is my arm across this wingspan here. So, you know, it's just past halfway. It's big. This is a big airplane. It's light, though. God damn, this thing's light. For the size of it, holy shit, this thing's light. So it's a floater. You know, for sure it's a floater. Yeah, pretty much now every night of the week you go to a show and get an answer, right? Because there's so many live shows now. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, Air Marshal, that's a good question. Yeah, Tara asked, what time? What time are you doing your show? 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central. On ABC. Oh, no. So that's great. Yeah, that's cool. Glad to hear that. I only wanted to go live tonight because I was pretty excited, guys, to tell you about the F4, because it was, you know, I was so happy that it was better than I thought. Especially when I floated it in. You know, I watched Ryan land his, you know, at a pretty high rate. And, man, it does not need to be flown in like that. You can just, nice and slow. Just, it's a dream when it's not windy. You know, the wind is, you know, that's probably when the AS3X would probably work pretty good. I'd like to fly one, actually, with the AS3X in it, just to compare. And I probably will get that opportunity at Jet Jam. So, you know, by Jet Jam, I'll probably have the opportunity to fly one there, you know, with the gyro in it and see how it behaves different. But, yeah, I had it full flaps, had it flared nose high quite a bit, and just let it settle right in. I had it slowed down. You know, I had it in a high alpha almost. It was still penetrating. It was still flying. It wasn't in a high alpha yet. But if I'd have cut the throttle or pulled up a little harder and increased the throttle, I could have put it in a high alpha. But instead, I had it on a beautiful approach. It was doing very little sink. And I just kept holding it off, holding it off, holding it off. You know, I just kept pulling the elevator back until it stopped sinking. And then I pulled the throttle back to let it start sinking again. But I got it to that attitude. You know, I let it sink to about 6 inches off the runway, and then I just pulled the throttle back a couple clicks, and it just settled right in. It was beautiful. I was really impressed that I could slow it down that much. So yeah, it's a good flying airplane. Absolutely good flying, and that's with no gyro. So I'm sure the gyro version, um, you know, not necessarily safe select on, but at least the AS3X on would probably be a good flying airplane. Honest to God, I think it would. So, you know, like I said, I hope to fly one at Jet Jam so I can compare. But I'm in no way disappointed in mine. I think it flies fantastic. And I'm very happy with the F4. It looks good. It flies good. This F-22 from Freewing also looks good, flies good. Very happy with this thing too. I don't see any reason, you know. It's a good airplane. It's really a good airplane. So, yeah. Like I said, my only complaint, if you want to call it that, I wouldn't say it's a complaint, but the only thing I had to say is it's very hard to see them because they're gray. Both these airplanes are gray, and in a sky full of clouds, boy, you know, you're going to get it in that situation where it's not in the sunlight, but it's not in the shadow, you know, and that transition area where you can see the gray, and the gray disappears into the gray sky, the gray clouds, and then you're gonna, you know, there it is, but you can't tell. You just know it's there. You can't tell what the attitude is. You lose orientation completely, quickly, when it disappears in that gray sky with a gray airplane. So, be mindful of that. Maybe buying it in a different color scheme. You know, I never wanted the F4 in the camo scheme that Freewing came out with, but boy, now that I've flown the gray version, I think, that maybe the camo was a better idea after all. just for visibility purposes, maybe the camo was a better idea after all. But no regrets. Like I said, I learned. You know, unfortunately, I had to crash this one to learn it. I'm just going to keep it in close. That's all. No going way out, because I usually fly way out. You know, make big, you know, wide turns, and you know, and I'm just not going to do that anymore. I'm going to keep it in tight, keep it close by so I can see it, and yeah, it'll be fine. Marshall, you're kind of a boob. Oh, God. Yeah, have to put up with the boob tube. uh, Yeah, listen, you know, if you have questions about OBS, you know, me or Josh, you know, hook us, you know, just give us a, because I honestly, I had this OBS figured out, um, you know, how to do the transitions and have all the different streams. I can go straight to my, you know, we're in my forward cam right now, and I can go to, you know, my web page. So there's my Hangar 51 YouTube page. So yeah, I can bring that up. I can switch to Raptor Cam. I don't think I brought up I gotta switch it over. So here's the, you know, Hangar 51 page, and here's Raptor Cam, and here's my front page, and then here's the browser for Dave's Falkwolf 190, and then I've got the web page for my P40 that's coming tomorrow. So yeah, I had all this stuff figured out. The volumes, that's why my audio sounds so good. I had all that figured out. I had been farting around with this thing for months before I went live. So, I definitely understand OBS. The only thing Josh helped me with is I couldn't understand why, it said I was streaming in OBS, but not in YouTube. And I didn't understand the setup that you have to do. You have to copy and paste the link every time. I thought once I had them matched that I was locked into those two, your key, and that I wouldn't have to fool with it anymore. But no, you have to change it every time. And that's what I didn't know. So Josh helped me with that. And that's all I needed to do is get OBS to talk to YouTube. I had everything else figured out. And once he explained that the key changes every time and that I have to go through the YouTube studios. That's what they call it. When you click on a live stream, it goes to a studio page. It goes from white with black lettering to black with white lettering, and you're in your studio page, and that's where you get your stream key, and then you go to OBS and put the stream key in there that matches the one here, and then you connect, and then it says excellent connection, and then the go live on YouTube lights up. Strong connection, excellent connection, go live, and it turns red, and when you press that button, you go live. But that was the part I was struggling with. I didn't understand how that, because I thought once you had the key, it was, yours until you got rid of it. But now that's not how it is. They give you a new key every time. So anyway, if you have questions about OBS, hit me up, hit Josh up. We can definitely get you hooked up there. The only advice I can give you guys, and this will make you all laugh, but I talk to myself out loud. I like to hear myself talk. No, I just like to hear, because I practice how I'm going to tell you something. If there's something important I want to convey to you, I practice it out loud. And so a lot of this is, totally ad lib, but a lot of it's prepared. I practice it. I try to get a good flow and get it all out, and so at least the only advice I can give you is try to have a program in your head. You don't have to stick to it, and sometimes I don't. If things turn a different direction, I just go with the flow. But try to have a show prepared. Something you want to talk about, maybe a couple of things. If you're going to show an airplane, have it on the table already or close by that you can get it. If you're going to do a couple of airplane swaps, again, have them close by. Try to, to keep the flow more smooth, more deliberate, more like polished. And it'll just help you stay connected with the audience easier, because when you start worrying about, oh God, how am I going to get to that airplane, or God, I didn't think we were going to talk about that tonight, I'm not prepared. Then your head's spinning around and you lose your audience. So that's all I can tell you is just try to get something prepared. Give it some thought. Think about it hard before the show that night. Don't just turn the camera on and say, okay, I'm here, or what do you want to do? Because I do that sometimes, but I still have a plan, okay? I don't just turn the camera on and hope for the best. A lot of times I'll ask you, okay, so what do you guys want to talk about tonight? I've got a plan. I've got something in reserve here to go with if you guys don't have anything you want to talk about. Or a lot of times I'll start with but if we get off of it and want to talk about something else, I just go with the flow, I have no problem. Wherever the show goes is fine with me. I want to. This is for you guys. It's totally for you guys. So if there's something you want to talk about, I am open to talking about whatever. So there's a couple of things I missed in the chat here. Let me get caught up again. Maybe I'll do some. flight challenge. I put the 636 receiver programmed for an E-flite F4 into my Freewing F4, and it makes it fly like a dream. Really? Well, that's cool to know, Michael. So you use the 636 receiver with the AS3X, I'm assuming, on, but not Safe Select, and you use the F4 program for their F4, and it worked beautiful. Very interesting. Now that's some good information. Thank you, Michael. That is some really good information. Well, yeah. Okay, that's funny, because I have a story about that. Same thing. The green camo blends in with the trees, so when you're below the tree line, you lose the plane. Right, exactly. So what do you think I do on a nice dusk night, where it's getting dark? What plane do you think would be easier to see in the dark? A white airplane or a black airplane? Or let's say navy blue, for instance. It was the navy blue. I put the white plane up in the air, and there's just, there's sky. It's kind of a grayish white, dull, dim sky. Because the sun's way down now. It's not black dark yet, but it's dark. The sun's down, and the skies are that grayish, darkish gray, and you can't make out individual trees anymore, but you can see the tree line. But you can't see trees because it's dark enough. And you put a white plane up and you can't see it at all. Not down below the trees or in the sky. You can't see it all. Go on. You put a navy blue plane up, no problem above the tree line. It's easy to see it. Easy even. Yeah, I didn't even have trouble keeping orientation. It was much easier to fly. Yes, when you get it below the tree line, you can't see anything below the tree line. When it's that dark, you can't see anything. So I just brought it in. I had it above the tree line until I got close enough to physically be able to see the airplane, and then I brought it down and landed it. So I get the whole camouflage tree line completely. Yeah, that's a good question. And the answer is exactly what you just said. I mean, how do I keep my gray planes in view now? I fly them very low, below the tree line, and I keep them close. Instead of flying up them past the trees, which is what I usually do with the Avanti or all my other planes, because these things disappear in the gray, now I keep them down low and inside the tree line so that I can see them. Normally I fly out and over the trees and go out pretty far, but not with these. You got to keep them inside the tree line, below the tree line, so you can see them. No problem seeing them then. So as long as you're a competent pilot, that you can keep them low to the ground, and perfect. But yeah, don't get it up in the sky, because you'll lose it, man. It's it's impossible to tell the orientation. Well, not impossible, but it's tough. Muscle memory and knowing what you just gave the plane, what command you gave it, and how it reacted, is how you get feedback to tell you what the orientation is. But that doesn't always work. So yeah, it's. I just keep them close now. These gray airplanes have got to stay in close. I can't see them well enough in the gray sky to go out far with them. So, let's see. I can put my AR36 profile in Google Drive and share it with the community. It's badass, safe panic button, the whole kit. Yeah, that's cool. Very cool. So, same way, Michael, it would be the exact same procedure as loaning the product from. Okay, I gotcha. You see, I didn't know that either. I didn't know you could take the free wing. Well, wait a minute. Well, yeah, it was the free wing, wasn't it? Hmm. Okay. So, Michael, you did lose me a little bit, right? The free wing plane didn't come with a receiver, right? So, what did you do? Did you buy one of the Admiral receivers and there's a file out there that you downloaded? Is it a free wing file or is it somebody else that has the capable, like you're talking of, putting it on the Google Drive and he wrote the program for the flight controller that you loaded? Where is that software from? Anyway, that's very cool, Michael. I did not know that. Some more investigating I have to do because I had no idea. I didn't even know there was software out there for the free wing planes. Who knew? That's pretty cool. I knew about the stuff that Horizon sells, and I've seen a bunch of videos on guys. I have the programming card. I think it might even be laying right here somewhere. I have two of them. So I have the card to do the programming. I just, I programmed my quad once. I downloaded new software for it once. But I haven't reprogrammed a receiver for an airplane yet. I've had some receivers I needed to. But, yeah, Horizon sent me a replacement receiver for my Cessna because the receiver was bad in it. And they didn't program it right. It didn't have AS3X at all in it. And the ailerons were backwards. And of course, if there's no AS3X, it doesn't matter if the ailerons are backwards because you can just switch them. But if it does have AS3X, you can't just switch them in the transmitter because the AS3X is going the wrong way. So, but I knew it was the wrong program because the ailerons were backwards and the receiver that was in the plane, they were forward. So I knew it was a completely different receiver. It's a 636, but it's got the wrong program in it. So I had to call Horizon back again and say, listen, the receiver sent me's got the wrong program in it. It doesn't have AS3X, and the ailerons are backwards. It's just not the right receiver. Oh, we're sorry. We'll send you another one. And then the second one was right. But yeah, if I had known, that there's actually software out there for the free wing planes that you can download, I had no idea. That's interesting. Right. I know about that, Marshall. I knew that. I didn't know that, because unless I misread this, didn't Michael say he downloaded the free wing F4 and loaded it in his 636 receiver and put it in his F4, his Horizon F4, and it flew great. So I didn't know those files existed, the free wing files. So that's what I'm talking about. I had no idea. I knew Horizon had it and you could reprogram. I've seen 100 videos of that. You know, people reprogramming their Horizon receiver and their Spectrum receivers, um, which is great. You know, because somebody needs to be able to do it. You know what I mean? It's you know, yeah, definitely somebody needs to be able to do it. So yeah, that's cool. Right. Yep, I knew that, Michael. I know you need I have the it's a cable. It's got a little card in the middle of the cable. You know, some kind of board, and it's a tiny little thing. I'm sure it. You know, all the computing it's doing is in there. As it sends it through the cord. But yeah, um, it's a programming cord, and I have two of them, and I think it's the same one that they use for flashing the flight um, protocol on the small drone receivers that you buy, and you want to put somebody's flight program in it. I think it's the same one. It looked like it anyway. So yeah, yeah, I'm familiar with it. I haven't done it, but I'm familiar with it. You got the same couple receivers the same way when they replaced bad receivers and just reprogrammed it myself. Right, exactly. Right. So yeah, you know that's cool. Didn't know that. I mean, again, I knew you could reprogram Horizon stuff on the 363 receiver. I did not know you could program somebody else's stuff onto that receiver. So that's cool. Oh, other way around. I gotcha. Okay, that makes more sense, Marshall. So now okay. So you programmed the F4 into a receiver, and then put it in the free wing F4, and it flew great. So now I get it. Yep, I had it backwards. I'm kind of tired. We got 1 o'clock. I'm calling it. You know, these 12-hour days are killing me, and you know, it's only for 2 weeks. I'm gonna make some money. Maybe I'll be able to buy another airplane. Now, actually, I think I'm gonna buy some batteries with this money. As a matter of fact, yeah, that's why I took this 2 week hiatus from my store to build this new store and work 12-hour days, 6 day, well, 12 and a half hour. Okay, 12-hour days, 5.5 days, 6 days. The sixth day is half a day, but yeah, and I get paid overtime, which you'll never get overtime in the store. It's not allowed. But if you're building a store, they allow it. So yeah. So yeah, I gotta call it a night here pretty quick. I gotta get up early, and but yeah, I just wanted to I came on. I was gonna go live at 9, and when I got on YouTube, I saw Blitzo Trains was live, and I'm like, wow, really? So I went into his show, and I was there for an hour and a half, and then he called it, so I started my show after he got off, and that's where we are now. So So you didn't have any issues with the servos going the wrong way when you did that, Michael? Because I usually Horizon's planes have all reverse servos in it, to prevent you from doing what you just did. From taking a receiver and putting it in another airplane. If they're using all backwards, reverse servos, and you put it in a plane that's got all forward servos, everything's backwards. And if it's backwards, if the AS3X is backwards, you can't. Well, I guess maybe you can program that out. I didn't think of that. Yeah, I guess you could change it, because you can't just reverse it in the radio, because that doesn't reverse the AS3X. It reverses the servo so that when you give it a command, it goes the correct direction, but the AS3X is still going to make it go the wrong direction. So you have to put a servo reverser wire. They make a wire thingy that you plug into the servo to make it reverse. And then the AS3X works correctly, but maybe you can reflash the AS3X to go the other way when you're flashing it. Am I right? Is that what's possible? The Yoda RC. Thank you, Marshall. That's a hell of a compliment. Thank you. Yeah, I've been doing it a long time. I don't know everything, but boy, I can definitely hold my own as far as helping you guys. Yeah, I know you can reverse the servo but can you? I'm assuming you can also reverse the AS3X, because that's the part that screws you up. If the command coming out of the AS3X is left, you can reverse the servo, so when you give it right, it goes right and not left. But the AS3X is still going to make it go left, unless you can reverse the AS3X also when you're doing the program. And I assume, since you're reprogramming the whole receiver, you can switch that to make it go the correct way. Because if you got a backward servo in there, you can't fix that with the AS3X normally, just by switching the servo the other direction. The AS3X is still going the wrong direction. But you can, they make a wire, there's a splitter you can buy at the hobby shop. It's a 2-wire splitter. One side is normal direction, and the other side is reversed. And, when I buy those, I only use the side that reverses it, because that's all I need it for. The other lead I don't need. Of course, you could plug lights into it or whatever, but I mean, or a servo. Like on flaps, for instance, if you're reversing this one to go down, and that one already goes down, not up, down, it goes like this. And then you reverse this one, and now they're doing this. But now it could be flaps. So, yeah. Like I said, I haven't messed with that. I've thought about it. But, Spectrum's not my game, and I don't really want to waste my time farting around with it. I have easier, better ways to deal with my FreeSky receivers than to muck around with trying to reprogram Spectrum receivers that I really don't want to use anyway. Yeah, that's what I figured, Marshall. You could do damn near anything once you have the software up, and All right, Brian, have a good night. I'm right behind you. We're going to shut this thing down. I need to get some sleep. But thanks, guys, for coming. Appreciate everybody that came in tonight. I love the likes. Thank you. Appreciate it. If there's anybody in here lurking, or you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. We're so close to the 1,000. When I started the show tonight, I only needed 28 more subscribers. So if you guys have friends that can subscribe, please. Listen, if they don't hit the bell, I'm gonna take 5 minutes here and explain some stuff about YouTube that you guys probably don't know. And it has to do with the new children's thing and how things were when I started. So when I started YouTube almost 6 years ago, I was in the ocean. I was able to monetize my stuff. I didn't because I didn't want the money. It's not what I'm here for. I still don't want the money. Now I just want the... I guess the best way to say it is, because I have under 1,000 subscribers, I'm not worth anything to YouTube. I'm not the word I'm looking for I can't come up with right now. But I'm just not. I'm a nobody. I'm a nothing. Back when I was monetized, I was in the pool. I was in the ocean. I was in the game. And then when they changed it, because I don't have 1,000 subscribers, they kicked me out of the ocean. You know, they kicked me out of the pool. I'm not viable. I'm nobody. I'm nothing. I'm not. So YouTube doesn't even want to look at me. Yeah, they'll let me upload videos, but they won't let me do anything else. And they won't respond to any problems I have because they don't care. Again, I'm not viable. I'm not considered a commodity to them because I don't bring enough viewers. I have over 200,000 views on my channel. It sounds like a lot, but that's nothing on YouTube. You know, you have to have 200 million. 200,000 is nothing. So they kicked me out. No big deal. At the time, I didn't care. But back then, I was able to monetize my stuff, and I chose not to because I didn't want you guys to have to watch ads, you know. So I just didn't do it. And then I decided, okay, well, I'm going to monetize just before the video, not during. And there are not going to be any, you know, things at the bottom or stop in the middle of the video to play an ad. None of that. Absolutely not going to interrupt the video. But yeah, I'll play one before and after, but not during. And that was, I did that just before they kicked me out. So now there's two guys that are stealing my videos and putting them on their channel, and YouTube won't fix it. And I'm hoping once I get 1,000 and I'm back in the pool that I can contact them again and they'll do something, because now I'll be considered viable to them, that they, you know, I'm somebody. I'm worth the effort. So I'm hoping. I don't know if that's going to work, but I'm hoping. As far as the children thing that's going on now, listen, they're not doing this to protect children. That's just hogwash. They're doing this to introduce another market to people that want to sell time, you know, buy time on YouTube to sell a product. So now there's a bunch of kid companies, I guess, contacting YouTube, and they want an audience that's kids. So now by marking my video kid-friendly, adds another element to their sales force to say, well, yeah, we have 370,000 YouTubers, creators, we're called creators, that have kids channels. So now they can go to whoever that's selling kids stuff and say, you can advertise on these channels at these times of the day for X amount of dollars that are designed for kids. So it's more sales footage for them. It's got nothing to do about protecting anybody. They don't give a rat's ass. Listen, it's not YouTube's job to protect kids from bad video. It's the parents' job. Okay? The parents should be watching their kids to see what they're watching. Okay? So that's not what this is about. This is about selling more airtime to targeted audiences, because that's how they do it. You know, you have a tire company and you want to sell, you want to buy some airtime. When's the best time that has car people, you know, or whatever? And they've got all the numbers. They say, between 4 and 7 in the afternoon, we have 200 million car channels, you know, that you can advertise in that window for X amount of dollars a second or minute, whatever, you know, and you'll have a captive audience. That's when the most of our car people are online. Car channels, car-related stuff. You know, it's all about sales. So that's what this whole kid thing is about. It's about just selling more airtime to targeted audiences, kids now. They want me to mark the channel kid-friendly so that they can go to the people who want to buy time for kids and say, well, we have this many channels now that are kid-friendly. You know, just another sales pitch. So, anyway, so that's a little bit about YouTube and how it's changed. They've changed it, and they keep changing it, So now I'm waiting for the next plateau to be even higher. Now you have to have 200 subscribers. I'm sorry, 2,000 subscribers before you're viable, So anyway, not sour grapes really. I mean, I'm a little disappointed. There's certain things, for instance, the super chat thing. I don't know why they give a crap. If my audience wants to send me money, why they could give a crap, or why they should not allow it. Yeah, okay, if I'm not sellable time for their time slots because I have too few subscribers, fine, I understand that. I get that. But you're my audience. I have you in my room, watching my show, subscribing to my show. You want to send me money to help me run my show, and they're telling me I can't have it because I don't have it. What difference does it make? You're my audience, not the world is my audience. You're my audience, so you're who I care about, not that. So I disagree with their myth. And they had a survey. He sent us a survey, and that's what I put on the survey. And I think it's unfair that you're preventing my viewers that want to support me from supporting me because I don't have 1,000 subscribers. I have enough subscribers in my room to do what I want to do, and they want to help me. Why are you, stopping that? Of course, I don't get a response. It's not it was just a questionnaire. So I gave it to them. I let them know that I was unhappy with their bullshit. But did it do any good or not, who knows? They're going to do what they want to do anyway. But they wanted a survey, I gave them one. I'm sure they didn't like what I had to say, but whatever. The love chat? What? Is there a show on YouTube called The Love Chat? Really? Oh my God. Listen, I didn't have super strict parents, but I had parents that kept an eye on me. They knew everything I was doing. My mom especially knew everything I was doing. And I was raised that I told them everything I was doing. I mean, no matter what I was doing, I always told my parents what I was doing. I never hid anything from them. Partially out of fear. My dad was military, and he raised us kind of, with that strong arm, it's my way or the highway kind of attitude. But I wasn't beaten as a kid. I have no regrets at all about the way I was raised. I think my parents did a good job. I'm very happy with the way I was raised and how they did it. But yeah, they knew everything I was doing. I was never, I literally would tell them. If I happened to stumble onto that love chat show, I would have told them, hey, I was on YouTube today and there's a show called Love Chat where people are talking, and then my mom would have told me, really? And what are you doing there or whatever? And then, okay, well, just don't go there no more. And then I wouldn't go there no more. But anyway, I think it's the parents' job to keep an eye on what their kids are doing, not YouTube. I don't think it's YouTube's job to, because kids are going to lie anyway. Kids are smart. They know how to get around this stuff. They'll make up a name and they'll get their friend's mother's driver's license number or whatever, and their age and birth date and crap, or whatever they need to do to sign on as an adult and get to watch what they want to watch anyway. My ex-wife's granddaughter, get this, you're going to love this. She's got a Netflix account. And she gave her granddaughter the password so that she could log on and watch Netflix from her home in Georgia. Granddaughter, 12 years old. The granddaughter took over the account and actually banned my ex-wife from her own networks, her own Netflix. She had her password, she had her birth date, That's all she needed, I guess. She went on there, logged on, made herself the owner of the channel now, or of the account, and booted my ex-wife out of it. I'm still trying to figure out how the hell she did that. Because the bill goes to her email address that is hers, but yet she's not on the channel anymore because the granddaughter took over the channel. So we were able to fix it. But how the hell did she do that? That's what I'm saying. Kids are smart. They're going to get around whatever the hell YouTube's doing easily. So, yeah, we fixed it. We, I went in there, changed all the passwords, changed the email address that, the account was under and everything, so that she can't log back on at all, not even to watch a video under her own name. She's banned from it now, and that's it. And I told her, I says, don't you dare give those kids that password again, And she hasn't. She just told him, no, I stopped getting Netflix. She just told him I unsubscribed. But yeah, they took a free, to them, they were letting, my ex-wife was letting her grandkids use her Netflix to watch movies for free, and this is how they thank her. By taking over the account and kicking her off of it. I'd have fucking shot that kid. I mean, holy crap. Yeah, kids are shitheads. They really are. I mean, and again, it's how they're raised. And, her daughter is just giving the kids whatever the hell they want. They steal money out of her wallet all the time. They take her credit cards and go online and buy whatever they want. And mom and dad don't do anything about it. They let the grandkids do it. There's no consequences, no punishment. They just take it back and say, don't do that again. Yeah, right. So, yeah, it's pretty ridiculous. Kids are just smart, these days, and they're getting smarter every day. And, so this whole YouTube thing about protecting kids is horseshit. That's not what this is about. I was going to say, like kids to go, rooms to go, kids, but I think they're out of business. Maybe they're not. No, I think it was Toys R Us, Kids R Us, or Babies or whatever. But yeah, Rooms to Go has the kids store. So now they can sell advertising time to the kids store, to these channels, and they can tell them, we have 300,000 channels dedicated to kids. Advertise there. And this is what it's going to cost you, by the way. But you're only going to be advertising to kids. So, just another marketing ploy. So, all right, guys, I'm going to call it. I got to go get some sleep. Got to get up early. That's only for 2 weeks, guys, and then we can do our marathons again. I enjoy my marathons very much. Even when I have to go to work, it's not that big a deal because literally my store is there. I can drive to it in 30 seconds. I can walk to it in 18 minutes, but I can drive to it in 30 seconds. So I don't have to get up an hour before work. I can get up 5 minutes before work and still make it to work on time. So doing an all-nighter and driving 5 minutes to work when I don't usually start till 9. But to drive a half an hour now, and we start at 7, means I have to get up at 6:30, 6:15, to be in the car to get there by 6:30, anyway. So, yeah, I can't pull an all-nighter like this. Not when I'm doing physical labor all day long. Because we're building shelving and racks and getting ready. The truck comes Thursday to put all the inventory in. So anyway, let's call it a night. Glad you guys were here. If you have any more questions about the planes, hey, you guys can always go to the video and put a comment in there because I get notified every time you comment on one of my videos. So if you have a question you want to ask, don't wait for the live stream to ask it. Just go to the video and say, hey, by the way, because as soon as you put that comment there, I get a notification that somebody just commented on, or not somebody, you know, Air Marshal just commented on your video. And then I go read it, and you've asked me a question, and I can answer the question right there. So yeah, just go to any of the videos. It doesn't even have to be a video that, you know, if you can't find the video that we were talking about that subject, it doesn't matter. Any video, just grab the first one you see, click on it, and ask a question. You know, it might be the video about the F-22, but you want to ask me a question about the F-4. It doesn't matter. Just put it in the comment in that video. I'll get a notification that you commented in that video, and I can answer the question. Simple. You know, that's the greatest thing about this commenting section of YouTube. So use it. Ask me questions. You know, I get all the comments. You know, all the time I get comments. You know, so, you know, do that if you have a question. It's not a big problem. All right, guys? So, no, Paul, thank you. Thank you for being here. You guys you have no idea what it's like to have an audience as loyal as you guys are. You know, to come in my show and we just chat about the one hobby I love more than anything. And we have a great time. We have fun. We have a lot of jokes, and it's just a great time. I love it. So I'm glad you're here. Thanks for coming, really. Thank you for all the likes. 15 likes. Very happy with that, guys. That's the other thing about YouTube, too. If you comment on my video, it means I'm viable. It doesn't have to be a positive comment. Negative comments means as much to YouTube as positive comments. It means that somebody had an emotional feeling about what I said. If you don't do anything, then I am nobody. I am nothing. I didn't invoke an emotion out of you to like it or dislike it. It meant nothing to you. So when you comment, like or dislike, it's good for me. When you do nothing, it's good for YouTube. I get nothing out of it. You know, they have, you know, they can click off that. Well, we had a viewer at this time of the night, but what they were viewing was not viable because they didn't have an emotional response. They didn't like it. They didn't dislike it. They, you know. So yeah, that's why the likes are important, guys. You know, subscribe if you want to. Get your friends to subscribe. Don't hit the bell if you don't want to get notified. It's that simple. You can, before you couldn't. That was a new feature they added. This bell thing used to, if you subscribed, you automatically got notified. You're basically turning on notification when you subscribed. Not anymore. Now you can subscribe and never get notified. You never know I'm live or have a new video up or nothing. You can subscribe to support me without being notified, being bothered, to be probed to go watch. If you want to be probed, you hit the bell. There didn't used to be a bell. Now there's the bell. So you guys can get your friends to subscribe to my channel, and if they don't hit the bell, they'll never see anything different than they ever saw. I get credit for having another subscriber, and they don't even know. It doesn't mean anything to them. Unless you hit the bell, you don't get any information. So that's another thing they changed. That's kind of good, I guess. There's nothing wrong with that setup. You just have to remember to hit the bell. Yeah, I see that. I'm up to 18 likes. So you guys are liking me right now. So again, appreciate that so much. You know, those are the things that YouTube counts. Likes, dislikes, and how many people subscribed. That's what means something to YouTube. If that makes me viable. If you come on and watch and don't do anything, don't subscribe, don't like, don't dislike, you're not helping me at all. You're helping YouTube. They just have another guy, another point, another number to add to their viewing audience. But I'm still nobody because I can't evoke an emotion. So that's why it's so important to do that like, dislike, and subscribe. You know, it's all for the numbers that YouTube wants to see. So, all right, guys. Thanks a lot. I really appreciate it. I wish I could stay longer, but I just need to go get some sleep. And I would do this every night. If there wasn't everybody else doing channels out there, I'd be here every night. So that's how much I love it. So, but I'll be back Thursday for sure. So we'll do this again Thursday. If you got more questions, like I said, you don't have to wait till Thursday. Just put them in a video. Any one of my videos. Doesn't matter. If you want to go find the one relates to it, fine. If you don't, just grab any of them. Because no matter where you put it, I will get notified that you put a comment on a video. And then I read the comment and I can respond to it right there. I can hit reply and answer your question. And then we can even talk about it again on Thursday night, because I'll already be preempted that, hey, like a comment you could put in is, why don't you do a show on, I don't know, whatever, gluing two halves of a wing back together, right? And so now I can plan, oh, hey, that's a good idea. I'll set it up so I can glue two halves of a wing back together. It's that simple. That's the comment section is very useful for that. So use it, and I can help you even more. All right, guys, I'm going to call it. Thanks so much. We'll see you Thursday night, 9 o'clock. I will definitely be here, and we'll see you then. So we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.